Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get into the XRP news today. And it's kind of an interesting one as the price of XRP has gone up, and it's kind of when you would not expect it to. Okay, so we're going to talk about the recent XRP news. I'm going to break it down for you guys. And I'll give you my thoughts as we look into kind of this ending, if you will, within the legal battle. And it didn't come necessarily in the way that we all thought it was, but we'll still take it because it does give us some closure as we move forward, as crypto looks to evolve. And XRP continues down its roadmap. So for those of you that are new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Mark. We talk crypto each and every single day. If you haven't done so by now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. And let's get into the XRP news today. All right. In full disclosure, guys, if you are not yet subscribed, make sure you all hit that notification bell as well. And please follow me on X. The handle is down below in the description. Okay. So let's get into this. You're looking for XRP's price right now. They have seen a spike. Now, we are actually up more than 3%, and this is after Garlinghouse says Ripple will drop the SEC cross appeal, okay? So what we saw a little bit was Judge Torres in favor of basically denying that countersuit, if you will, by Ripple against the SEC, and it was something where everybody thought Ripple was just going to win in every single kind of argument, every form of what they brought to the table. But it was kind of a glass half full outcome. Okay, so it does give us closure, but we did not get that settlement reduced. It did not kind of go 100% in Ripple's favor, but it still is closure as they look for that long-standing legal battle within the SEC that began. Can't believe it's already been almost 5 years, way back in December of 2020. Okay, so we'll share with you guys kind of what's going on within the crypto bubbles. You can see XRP on the day. All right, this is where we're going to find it here now. 4.5%, trading at $2.19. You know, it's just been consolidating, okay? And as we look at the last month, it's been a lot of ebbs and flows, but we have dropped as low as $1.92, and we've gotten as high as $2.33. So I've talked a lot about kind of my zone where I'm trading XRP. I'm buying when we get close to $2. And now with the speculation and the subjective nature of the price action kind of at bay, with this legal battle resolving itself, kind of leaves a question open, what will happen next for XRP's price, okay? Not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but for me and what I'm doing with XRP, it's going to be something where, unfortunately, we're subject to the macro more so than not. And you can look back to December of 2024. These are daily candles, and I know that we've had some high points. We've gotten over $3, but you can look at kind of how this has all been kind of consolidation right around the kind of the median price zone at around $2.25, $2.30. And as we look into kind of this movement from March, the end of March of 2025, this kind of has been a rangy consolidation, as you've seen. I have a little teal circle here where you can kind of talk about what I'm looking here on the trading view. This is exactly what we've seen in terms of consolidation, just waiting for that next kind of market mover, okay? And we need that catalyst. It's not going to be what we got from the judges as we look for this short term. I think it's a little bit more of the buy the rumor, sell the news kind of events as well. The rest of the crypto market is kind of plagued still within what's going on within the Middle East. The markets are kind of behaving in a way where Bitcoin trading at 107,000, Ethereum under 2,500. You know, XRP is just flat, and that's okay. Sometimes you kind of look at it more so in the long-term perspective. That's how I feel about XRP, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys in this video, all right? But I do want to get back into the article, and this is kind of where we look into the closure of this legal battle. Seeing that XRP jumped on Friday just hours after Brad Garlinghouse announced that they dropped the cross appeal. So you guys have probably already heard this by now, but I wanted to share with you guys some of the comments from Garlinghouse, okay? You can look into kind of the X post saying that Ripple is dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop after their appeal, as they previously said. Okay. Also, you kind of look into Ripple Labs. This is something where we look into, you know, the whole conversation, what we're trying to do. Okay. Unfortunately, the SEC has nothing to do with what Ripple Labs is trying to do. All right. If XRP is going to get where it's going to, the suppression is real. We've been fighting it since 2020. But when it comes down to it, guys, we have a very significant road ahead if we talk about what Ripple wants to do with XRP, okay? This has nothing to do with it. This is a short-term blip in the long-term trajectory and roadmap that XRP is going down, okay? We're talking, you know, $8 to $10 XRP. We're talking $20 XRP. Those are the ranging numbers that we have seen with price predictions. And those are more modest at best. I think that a lot of people kind of fall into that trap. They're talking $100, $1,000, $10,000 XRP. Sure, we can all have dreams and arguments. I'm not saying this as FUD, but I try to be a little bit more realistic within what I'm doing and how I shape my portfolio, okay? So I do kind of look for XRP around $2 as being kind of my accumulation point. Anytime we get close to that $2 value, I am buying more XRP. All right, so Garlinghouse is saying we're back to business, okay? Closing the chapter once and for all, focusing on what's important, building the internet of value, lock in, okay? So that would fire up the XRP Army as we've seen this announcement, okay? This is something where the Ripple was requesting them to reduce the $125 million civil penalty to reverse the order that defined the primary sales of XRP to institutional investors as security transactions under Article 5 of the Securities Act, okay? So they granted in part the SEC's request. So this is kind of that glass half full, glass half empty is what I talked about. The court found that Ripple's willingness to push boundaries of the judgment that's kind of looking to eventually, if it not has already, crossed the line, okay? So kind of interesting, as Torres was always kind of, in my opinion, more so in favor of XRP from day one, okay? And now that we look into kind of what's happening, we're going to talk about James Felon. This is where he's been very much a strong legal advocate, him and Chief Legal Officer for Stuart Alderati, okay, saying that the ball is back in our court, okay? Alderati says the two options were to dismiss the appeal, challenging the finding on historic institutional sales, or to press forward with the appeal, okay? So you can actually read the full background, the full summary, the discussion from what we've seen. There was a post by James Felon on his X page. If you don't follow me on X, make sure you do so. I will repost this so you guys can see this, okay? But what he goes on to say is that either way, XRP's legal status as a security remains unchanged, okay? So that's the big takeaway. You could talk about settlements. You can talk about the XRP price action. But what has not changed is that now XRP can continue business without the microscope from the SEC, at least from the pre-existing transactions, okay, the historical transactions, that their status as a security remains unchanged, okay? So back to business. The 2020 lawsuit has been dropped, and I think that this is a partial victory, okay, especially pointing out the fact that the SEC's initial plan was to fine Ripple $2 billion in damages, okay? So this is a 94% reduction in that fine, kind of what we all thought was going to happen anyways, and that's kind of the XRP news update for the day, okay? So appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you for a couple minutes of your time. Before you get out of here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. Also, I am partnered with BTCC. If you want to start trading spot and leverage on that platform, click my link down below. We'll take you over to their page where you can find a very exciting promotional offer, 10% bonus on your first-time deposit to go alongside 40% lower trading fees and some exclusive benefits as well. So check out BTCC. Make sure it's right for you. Run it through your due diligence. And if you want to start trading on that platform, link is down below. All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.